my mind that he was in Yolan somewhere. And Yolan there's nothing there anymore. There were a string of towns like crazy. I mean, there was Beatty, there was Yolan, there was McGregor, there was just town after town after town up through there, and Slagle, and they're all gone. And the railroad's not up in there anymore. I mean, it's just a vegetated valley there that had a history to it. So I went driving down through there in 2019, determined I was going to find his grave. Long story short, I did. After a lot of looking and trying to find the Yolan Cemetery, which was just this completely overgrown thing. I talked to two gentlemen about my age. I'm 63, and they said, man, there hadn't been a burial up there since I was a kid. And they both told me about where it was, and I went where they told me, and I couldn't find it. And I went back where they told me, and I couldn't find it. And I went back where they told me a third time, and I finally found it. It was so ground, you're tripping over headstones. The vegetation is so thick. But anyway, I was in there and I couldn't find Dick Justice. Found all these other headstones and just started talking to Dick Justice. I said, buddy, if you're in here, let me know where you are. And I started singing that song, and I just started walking back through the woods. And before long, I saw something that was too straight to be natural. And it was the top of an old rusted fence around his grave. And found Dick Justice and found his 10-year-old son who was buried beside him. He died in a tragic accident. So one of the big researchers, this is where this comes back around to Travis Steinman. Travis knew this researcher that was working on some of this stuff too. She happened to be in town, and so I get home and there's an email. I called Travis. I'm like, hey, I found Dick Justice's grave, and he thought that was cool. So Travis sent an email to me and this woman named Gloria, who had done a ton of research on this, and it just said, Gloria, Chris knows where Dick Justice is buried. Here's his phone number. And my phone rang almost before I finished reading that email. And she was in Morgantown. She lives in Minnesota. She just goes, is this Chris Haddox? And I said, yeah. She goes, nobody knows where Dick Justice is buried. I said, well, I'll send you a video of me singing over his grave. And so later that summer, I was able to take her down there and kind of get him back on the radar screen. There was a woman named Kate Toney. Kate Toney lived not at Yolan. She lived in another little community called Kitchen, which this guy right here knows about. And Kate, in 1940, sang 77 songs for a collector from WVU, a guy named Lewis Watson Chappell, who between 1937 and 1947, 48, like that, had collected about 2,000 recordings around West Virginia of different singers. And Kate Toney is by far the most impressive collection. And I learned about Kate when I was here at college. I stumbled upon this collection, and it blew me away. She had a title of a song that had the same title as a fiddle tune I really liked, and I was curious if they were the same melody, and they were not. But anyway, it took me a long time to find out information about Kate. I didn't know why wasn't this woman a rock star when I was growing up in Logan. I mean, it's crazy how good of a singer she was. I mean, it's 1940. And she was not a professional singer. But she sang this song. It's called The Lowlands of Holland. And this song dates back to probably about 1680 or so. And so just the fact that this woman in Logan County singing this song that probably originated in Scotland. And it's probably not, it's definitely not referring to the Holland that we think of as Holland. It's probably referring to Australia as New Holland. And there's speculation it might even be Suriname, South America, because of the references in the song. But it's about impressment, impressing men in military service. And it was pretty brutal. And they use New Holland, Lowlands of Holland, like it's this beautiful place. You'll love it there, even though you're going there to be in a war. And so a lot of soldiers that went there never came back, either because they got killed or they just liked it there and stayed there. But anyway, this song is sung from the point of view of the woman, and so it's on their wedding night. in their room, on their wedding bed, the captain shows up and says, "Let's go. You're going with me." And so she's singing her lament about this. It's a beautiful song. A lot of different versions of it, a lot of different melodies, but this is one that Kate Tony sang. On the night that I was married and on my marriage bed, up stepped a bold sea captain and stood at my bed, saying, rise up, you young soldier, come and go with me to the lowlands of Holland to fight the enemy. Well, Holland, it is a lovely place, and in it grows fine grain. It is a place of residence for a soldier to remain, where the sugar cane is plentiful and the tea, it grows on trees. Now the lowlands of Holland have taken my love from me. Says my mother, now my dear daughter, lay off your sore lament. There's many enough in Galway to be your heart's content. There's many enough in Galway, but alas, there's none for me. For the lowlands of Holland have taken my love from me. Well, I wear no stains around my waist, no ribbon in my hair. I'll wear no kerchief round my face to shield my beauty fair. And never will I marry as long till the day I die, 'cause the lowlands of Holland come between my love and I. Tame my love